What does the name Shakespeare mean to you?
If I do not put on a sober habit, talk with respect and swear, but now and then, wear prayer books in my pocket.
If you think Shakespeare should only be attempted by lovies from drama school poncing around in tights and posh accents, then look away now. What about a cast of teenage boys who've never been on a stage?
There is no...
I think Shakespeare's really boring.
You got no respect!
A Shakespeare play they've never seen.
Why dost thou let wet...
A drama teacher on a mission.
If after the end of this project they still say, I hate Shakespeare, then I've failed.
And only 2 weeks left until they step onto a professional stage with a live audience.
You must know, watching what you did tonight, that that was not good enough.
Are these guys really up to the challenge? 15 schoolboys and a director who've never done Shakespeare in their lives. This is the Howard School in a small suburb of Chatham in Kent. Nice place, Chatham, which amongst its many charms is widely reputed to be the birthplace of the chav. The Howard, as they call it round here, was classed by Ofsted as having serious weaknesses only a couple of years ago. An unlikely place for a Shakespeare revival.
We've never done Shakespeare at this school.
I don't really like Shakespeare plays or anything, really.
You don't really understand what's going on.
What is your motivation in this scene, Martin? What do you want to happen?
To get shag.
You want a shag, that's right.
The words, like vocabulary uses are like olden day.
Strike on thee with vengeance and that.
What the hell is that?
How sweet the moonlight sits upon this bank.
Stop. Slower. Slower. Right, why have you got this script in your hand? How many lines have you got? Can you act and read at the same time? No.
So why on earth are they doing it? Well, the BBC and the Shakespeare Schools Festival have come up with a bright idea. 400 schools all performing Shakespeare on the same night, which means 10,000 young actors treading the boards in professional theatres right across the UK.
It's a quick job to apply for something on the internet, and then I got a letter back saying, you've been accepted. And then the reality sank in. But I think he's probably the greatest playwright this world has ever known, and I think the boys should be exposed to him.
The Howard will be one of 4 schools at their local theatre, each performing a half-hour version of a Shakespeare play, in their case, The Merchant of Venice. 15-year-old Harry is playing lead role Shylock, and he's got big plans for the future.
I want to go and do acting when I leave school. So I've always really wanted to do a bit of Shakespeare.
But the romantic hero, played by Dean, has never acted before.
I don't really like Shakespeare plays or anything, really. I'm not interested at all. My best mate Dan says I want to do it, so if I do it, you're going to do it. So I'm all right then.
Chris has only got a small part in the play, but every line is a struggle.
Shout the line at me.
Nice and loud, okay? Yes, other men have feel like too.
Now louder, again.
And louder again.
And in a school with no girls, Jack is one of 3 boys who have to play women.
Remember, girls, girl power?
Girl power.
Girl power.
I think Marissa's a kind of cute little lady, and she's sexy, because, like, look at me.
But not quite so much like football fans on the trellises.
With only 2 weeks left to the show, they ought to be nearly ready.
With one's head...
With
one's full head, a kangaroo.
No, don't do that yet.
Instead, you'd think rehearsals had only just begun.
I would say that our state of preparation is, to say the least, raw.
When this ringer, sorry.
There are scenes that we really haven't done more than once.
Now buy this hand, I gave it to a youth.
And several scenes that we haven't done at all. Graziano is not a chav.
This one is.
To come again to Carthage.
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 What's your reaction to that?
Sorry, I was reading it.
Oh, sorry, I was reading.
I was thinking ahead.
It's a slow and painful process, isn't it?
It certainly is. At this rate, they're only 2 weeks away from certain disaster. But to a bunch of teenage boys, it's all a big joke.
After his death. Sorry.
It's a beautiful July day, but for the cast of the play, it's a day of reckoning.
Do you all know your lines like I told you?
As part of the Shakespeare event, the school is taking part in a drama workshop in Margate. They don't seem too worried about showing their work to professional actors until they get their first sight of the theatre where the event will eventually take place.
Oh, but that's actually proper massive.
That is nice.
Massive.
Sorry.
Blimey, yeah.
Hello.
It's massive. Bigger than I thought.
Yeah, a bit more nervous now I've seen it.
I find myself feeling more scared about this now when I look at it than I was before, but I'm sure it will go well.
I'd like you to go round and say hello to every person in the room. Go! Hello!
They'll also have to perform in front of another school involved in the event, Sandwich Technology School. If they're under-rehearsed, it's really going to show.
Can you start in stillness and finish in stillness? And we in the audience are really supportive, yeah? Yeah. All right.
If you repay me not, let the forfeiture be nominated for an equal pound of your fair flesh, to be cut off and taken from whichever part of your body pleaseth me.
Content in faith, I'll seal to such a bond.
You shall not seal to such a bond for me. I'd rather dwell in my necessity.
For me, if I would say they, from 1 to 10, I would say they had the volume and energy of 3. I'm not saying, guys, I'm not saying that was bad.
3 out of 10. Nobody's laughing now. But at least they know the story of their play, right?
There once was a man called Bassiano.
He needed some money.
So a man called Shylock. Yeah, funny one.
Go! Go, you flipping git!
I don't think they know the play as well as they should do.
The merchant, there was a merchant.
And,
He was in court and he had a big round and like...
And then they all went home for a bit of action.
I think I've been saying, well, we'll do this scene or we'll do that scene without addressing the thing as a whole. And I suppose I thought I was saving time. Yeah, I'm a little nervous now.
As if that wasn't embarrassing enough, Nick then has to watch the competition blow them away.
What? We here? Man or fish? Dead or alive? Legged like a man? And things like arms?
The quality of the other school is a big shock for the boys from the Howard.
You're really wound up by it.
not really wound up, Harry.
Oh, give it a rest, Harry. You've been whinging
Harry,
all
yeah, you've
the
been
way
moaning
home.
all the way Come on, how good was they compared to us, though? Do you know what I mean?
Harry's not the only one thinking this way. Next day at school, Nick calls a cast meeting.
I don't know about you, but watching that other school perform frightened the pants off me. Didn't it? Didn't it scare you a bit? I'm not comparing. I'm saying but I'm saying we've got to occupy the same stage as them, haven't we?
At the end of the day, we haven't said it's not a competition on paper, but to us it is.
It is, isn't it? It's a pride thing.
But it's hard to see how Nick's cast can make up the pace, especially when he has a new problem. He took a gamble persuading Dean to take on the lead romantic role in his first play, and the gamble is not paying off.
Hard food for my idols. I want none of thee.
Okay, more thoughtful. Okay, you're belting out these lines, Dean, and they haven't got any thought in them. So you're looking. I know I'm sounding critical, but you're in a. I mean, if we don't have these lines by Monday, I'm going to be very angry. I understand, Dean, that you have a lot of work to do. I understand you have coursework. I really, really do, and I sympathise with you. But in a week's time, we're standing on a stage, and you are still reading, not acting.
No, I deny.
Can you deny it?
No.
Okay, so we need those lines, otherwise it's just going to be rubbish.
I'm not being funny, but as soon as I get in, do rehearsals, get in at 5, I do coursework till about 10:30 at night, so I can't really do any more, can I?
It's a tough old life, and I'm sorry.
I know it is.
I'm sorry. I really am.
Not being horrible or anything, but coursework's more important than just playing it, so...
Well, I mean, it's a bit late to tell me that now, because I've got you on stage on Sunday.
But for Dean, there's no way to keep everyone happy.
I've got about 11 subjects and I've got coursework for about 6 or 7 of them, so just over half of, well, about half of my subjects I've got coursework. And fit it all in to get them in the deadline as well. They've got all to be in, it's hard.
Okay, 3,000 ducats, well...
I served for 3 months.
For 3 months? Well...
Dean's dad is not the only parent helping out.
Shall be bound.
Do you want to come a bit closer to Mummy? I promise I won't bite you.
Across town, Chris Wyatt is getting nervous about rehearsals, but for totally different reasons.
Good news, haha.
There come divers of Antonio creditors in my company's event. That's why he could not chew, but break.
Obviously, he has some problems with his speech, and that makes delivery of clear lines quite difficult, and particularly when we're talking about delivering Shakespearean speech, it's going to be a challenge.
Compared to when I listen to everyone else, they sound much different to me, so I don't think I really sound right. So I think if I be quiet, maybe people won't realise how different I sound to everyone else.
But Chris's shyness won't wash with Nick.
Give your line again, Tubal. Yes, other men have ill luck too. Remember, slow it right down. I want to hear every word, Chris. You've only got 40. Let's hear them all.
Other men have ill luck too. Antonio, as I heard.
Right, louder. Yeah, you're saying the words, but I can only just hear you here.
Everything you say is going to come from your heels.
Assistant director Alex Bevan steps in.
Really nice and loud. Yeah?
Yeah.
Shout the line at me.
Nice and loud, Chris, okay?
Antonio, as I heard. Hey, for an Argosy, cast away from Tripoli.
Hath. Is that what you call shouting?
In the week and a half that we've got, to get him anywhere near where he needs to be would be a minor miracle.
Just shout at me something, like Chris. Shout, my name is Chris. Shout it. Shout. My name is Chris. I'm out and I'm proud. My name is Chris.
Yes, my name is Chris.
You got the yes, right?
It's
Chris,
better.
shout.
It's already out. Lads.
Let it all out.
And if you run us, so your bum.
In Shakespeare's day, it was standard practice for the female roles to be played by boys. But in the 21st century Howard School, it takes a bit more courage.
Let's go, girls.
Come on.
It's okay playing a woman. I'd recommend it to other boys, only if they're confident with their sexuality.
Jack Golston is a boy entirely without fear.
I'll get it right this time.
Nothing seems to worry him, nothing embarrasses him.
Jack plays Nerissa, a maid who falls in love with Bassanio's friend Graziano.
Oh, come on, you don't put my friend to it, he's just stand there. Oh, come on. I've been wanting you for ages. Come on.
Do that again.
Your father was ever virtuous. The lottery that he have divided into 3 chests of gold, silver and lead. Whereof who chooses his meaning chooses you.
Let's face it, these ladies are in dire need of a makeover.
Jack, right, you are not walking, talking, moving, thinking like women.
Oh, thank God.
I would like you to this weekend go girl watching.
No.
The boys watch the girls while the girls watch the boys who watch the girls go by.
Nice.
Eye to eye, they solemnly...
Women definitely walk with both arms swaying, even if they're holding hands with like their partner or something. And also like they take a lot smaller steps than men. They got a bit of butt movement as well.
The world go round.
and I'm definitely going to have to put that into the play and show that I can be a woman, even though I'm a man.
They're making music to watch girls by.
With no let-up in the summer heat, concentration is starting to suffer. Nick is rehearsing a difficult courtroom scene involving the whole cast, but an infectious giggle is wearing his patience thin.
All right. To be honest, if I stop you once more for laughing, you'll get your way, because I'll just send you all home. And if that's what you want, that's fine. Go home, we'll come back tomorrow. Because, to be honest, if you think you're annoyed, I'm more annoyed.
But once you start giggling, you just can't stop.
Why is that funny?
Right, you know what would be really nice? You know what would be really, really nice? Please concentrate. You, the crowd, is spoiling it again. You've got no respect. Why is it funny? Just get out. Just get out. I don't want you in here. I don't want you in here. Get out. It's not funny. Just get out. Get out.
Everyone else is laughing. Send me out. Send me out when everyone else is.
Right.
It was so funny. I couldn't help it. Oh, God.
With only a few days left, Nick moves rehearsals to the school hall to try and get his play back on track. Instead, there's even worse to come.
No, it doesn't depend what scene we're doing. No scripts on stage today. No scripts on stage today. We're going to do a full run-through so that we move smoothly from one scene to the next. Yes?
I'll get the notepad ready because I haven't learned scenes 9 and 10 yet.
Dean, at the end of the day, I know we've had this discussion before, but I'm really sick of hearing excuses when we've got 3 days. It's not really funny, is it?
Not really, no.
Then what are you going to do about it?
Can't do much else apart from learn them, can I?
Well, that's what you've been saying for the last week and a half, Dean. If you can't learn the lines, I need to know. By tomorrow, I need to know, because then I'll have 3 days to train somebody else up to do the role.
Don't worry about it, mate.
Well, but if he wants to sack me, he can sack me.
I don't want to sack you. Don't be ridiculous.
Well, that's what you just said, wasn't it?
I'm saying if you were telling
that's
me,
what you just said.
If you're telling me if you cannot learn the lines,
sacking, what is it?
Why don't you sit at the back and you'll be able to hear things better if you sit at the back?
And even without the giggles, the difficult court scene is still a complete disaster.
For half thy wealth is Antonio's. The other half goes to the other. Goes to the general states.
Nay, take my life and all. Pardon not that.
Is that me?
Yes.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
do you just not know your lines in this one scene? Not that bit. How much bit is there?
Not a lot. 2 lines.
Right.
1
1 to
to 6.
6 for me were okay. But as the play went on, I lost the will to live. Right? Bassanio. No sense of anything, any event coming from you.
No, not just me, is it?
I'm saying that to everybody.
So why are you putting me out?
I'm pointing you out because you are his best friend and you are front of stage. You must know, watching what you did tonight, that that was not good enough.
Nick has a play that is unpresentable, with a romantic lead who's threatening to quit.
Seems like Mr. Fry keeps picking me out and it's just annoying me. I feel like giving up, to be honest.
I'm picking on him, but I have to pick on him because he is, at the moment, the weakest link. He really is. He really doesn't know his lines, and he will, if he doesn't start to take it seriously, he will bring it down.
At last, the weather has broken, and Alex decides it's time for that minor miracle.
So we're going to do all your lines, one after the other, and you're going to do it to me the width of the goal. Okay?
I often came where I did hear of her, but could not find her.
Okay, Chris, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still hear me?
Yeah.
That means I should be able to hear you, yeah? Okay, so nice and loud with those lines.
There comes diverse in my company to Venice, that swear he could not choose but brave. I often came where I did hear of her, but could not find her.
Brilliant, keep going.
Other men have ill luck too. Antonio, and I've heard, has an argosy cast away from Tripoli.
Much better. Now that is the volume that you're going to need to fill our school hall.
So, miracles do happen. And thanks to the drama department at the girls' school across the road, Nick's ladies are being transformed too.
Just keep your shoulders, just a little swing of your arms. That's better, good. Okay, right, that's better. And turn round.
So where do you go to get your hair dressed?
I get my hair cut at that place along Station Road.
Oh, that place, I know that place.
It's very good.
They do my hair.
Yes, I do my hair as well. It's nice, isn't it? I wait an hour to get mine cut, and I have to book for a year. It's terrible, so terrible. I would never go there, but the price is superb.
But Nick knows all their work will be for nothing if Dean decides to quit.
I kind of gave him an ultimatum about getting the lines ready or I'd find somebody else, which is probably a bit of a false threat, because at the end of the day it would be incredibly hard for me to fill his shoes with 3 days to go, almost impossible. So I really need him to stay.
Now, I wish I never did it. I regret it all. I regret telling him I want to do it, I regret taking apart his battalion.
I'm like...
It was Dean's best friend Dan who talked him into the play, but can he now talk him out of leaving?
It was our first time of doing it. We've got Year 7s in it, which is fair enough. I thought from scenes 1 to 6 was good.
I thought all of it was good, considering that it's the first time I've done it, all the way through.
I admit the last scene was crap, basically. But then again, there was one of them scenes that we haven't even done before. So that last scene, all it takes is practice.
So if it weren't for you, because I know you, Dale, Harry and Jack want to do it, and Mr Bevan, if it weren't for you four, I'll tell him to poke it.
Dean, you know what I said yesterday? I kind of gave you a little tiny bit of an ultimatum. I'm hoping you're going to tell me that you're going to stick with it. Is that what you're going to tell me?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
And are you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling better than I did yesterday, because I've learnt my lines, and then once you learn your lines, you can get the acting as well.
Can you take the picture off me off the dartboard now?
Yeah.
Promise?
Yeah.
But is it too late? The day of the event has arrived.
If you just want to put his neck down and make yourselves comfortable at the front of the stores for now.
They're supposed to get a full dress rehearsal in the afternoon. Or at least that was the plan.
Just to let you know now that we are running a little behind.
From now on, we'll be going cue to cue. So just be prepared. You'll just get in the throw of it, and the stage manager will yell out to you to stop.
I think they're very, very frustrated because they thought they would get a chance to perform. And of course they're not.
Let's go rehearse in the street.
I'm going to get so annoyed in a minute.
With the audience waiting, the cast has to vacate the stage without the dress rehearsal they badly needed.
I'm really beginning to feel the nerves.
You're nervous. Really? We're going on.
I know.
I'm just as a woman, and you're nervous.
What you got to understand is you're in control now. I'm totally helpless.
What ho! Slaves! Caliban! Thou earth, thou speak!
The Merchant of Venice will be the last play on stage. While the other schools perform, all they can do is wait their turn.
I want you to be saying, Chris, I want you to be saying, Michael, in your head, with every line, slower. Because I can guarantee you none of you will be going slow enough or loud enough. So with every line, slower and louder.
I just want to go out and get on with it. I'm tired of waiting now.
If it goes wrong, yeah?
1 second, sir.
Don't stop and go.
If it goes wrong, it goes wrong, yeah?
This is the thing you got to think of, right?
Listen.
Wait, this is one chance. Any of us are probably going to get. One chance. Take it.
The previous play comes to an end, and the Howard School is called to the stage.
As the time came to actually take the stage, I must have just had a huge adrenaline rush because I was shaking like a leaf.
Why, Antonio? Had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of them?
Thou knowest that all my fortunes are at sea.
Before it started, I was all a bit nervous and scared that it was all going to mess up. As it progressed, everyone was relaxed and started to enjoy it a bit more.
Your father was ever virtuous. The lottery that he had devised in his 3 chests of gold, silver and lead. Rob, who chooses his meaning, chooses you.
I think the audience, some of the audience laughed because it's not something you see every day. But like, I had the courage to do it, get up on stage and like act my heart out basically.
God, so was
It was very special and like, it will stay with me for like the rest of my life probably.
Really good performance, everybody is. I'm so happy.
How now, Tubal? Hast thou found my daughter?
I often came, waiting to hear of her, but could not find her. When I got on, all the exercises that I'd done were just going through my head, and I had to do what was going to make me louder. Yes, other men have ill luck too. Antonio, as I've heard, has an argosy cast away from Tripoli.
Antonio, that's old Shylock.
When it came to the court scene, everybody was quite worried, I think, because that was the one scene in rehearsals that we just couldn't get, and we just kept falling apart, really.
For our 3,000 ducats, here is 6.
If every ducat in 6,000 ducats were in 6 parts, and every part a ducat, I would not draw them.
I think it went brilliantly, and I think it was a genuinely theatrical moment. I think the performances were excellent.
But in the cutting of it, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, all thy lands and goods are by the laws of Venice confiscated unto the state of Venice. Nerissa teaches me what to believe.
You know what? The boys really have pulled it off, right up to the happy ending. Well, almost.
When it was over, I just felt just a sense of relief was enormous. I mean, I've been going around with a stack of bricks on my back for the last 4 weeks. It was just like that weight was suddenly lifted. Everyone on that stage pulled their weight. They worked together and they achieved something absolutely terrific. I'm so proud of every single one of them. Was it worth it? Was it worth the stress, the arguments and the strain of the last few weeks? Yeah, it really was. I'd like to give an award to Michael O'Neill, and the award goes for Sexiest Walk. Sashi, most infectious laugh. I think Dean could have, he also went for the haircut category as well. And only one man could really take this home, and it is indeed for the biggest strop. Next award goes to Chris Wyatt for having the biggest lungs in the cast. Loud and proud, Chris, loud and proud.